Minnesotans who are convicted of a felony or under supervised release will soon be able to serve on a jury.
This comes after the Minnesota Supreme Court proposed an amendment to modify a person who was recently incarcerated eligible to do so. Our Aaliyah Demery spoke with community leaders to hear their thoughts, as well as the Olmsted County Attorney, to learn more about this change. Good morning.
Good morning, Justin, Kelsey. As of now, a person convicted of a felony is not able to serve on a jury until discharged from any supervision. But now that voting restrictions for felons who are no longer incarcerated have been lifted, the Minnesota Supreme Court has made the decision to revise the rules to allow those individuals to serve on juries. Selecting a pool of jurors is determined by a person's eligibility to vote in Minnesota. That list is then sent down to jurisdictions across the state that would have disqualified felons. According to a court order filed with the Minnesota Supreme Court, a person convicted of a felony but not incarcerated who can vote is eligible to serve as a juror when their civil rights have been restored. I spoke with the executive director of the Next Chapter Reentry Program project in Rochester that helps formerly incarcerated people refine, restore, and reacclimate into society. He says he's in favor of the change.
When you think about successful reintegration, you have to think about housing, you have to think about employment, but you also got to think about expansion of rights. And that's what I sort of see this falling under. And I think it's great in the sense. And certainly there's pushback on the sense, but I think it is a step in the right direction and sending a signal to individuals who are looking to sort of turn their lives around.
In that court order, the Anoka County Attorney's Office says, in part, quote, the proposed amendments will allow murderers, predatory sex offenders, and known gang members to serve on grand and petit juries, which might compromise investigations, end quote. Olmsted County Attorney Mark Armstrom says he's thought about the possibility, but believes the jury selection process of elimination will hopefully solve that issue.
Realistically, we know that some persons that have been convicted of felonies might harbor ill will about the system, but this gives us a chance to kind of vet that. Ultimately, our goal with any offenders are that they continue to become good, upstanding, good standing persons in our community, and serving on a jury, voting are things that we want our community members to do.
Having considered all of the recommendations and statements from the advisory committee composed of judges and attorneys, the Minnesota Supreme Court agreed with the proposed amendments. That change will go into effect July 1st of this year. Reporting live in studio, I'm Aaliyah Demery, KTTC News.
All right, Aaliyah, thank you for that break.